Then we go back 20 years, and we do the story of young Darth Vader and the young Alec Guinness character. And in the third film, which precedes Star Wars, you see.
Like a prequel.
That's right. Luke is about 5 or 6 years old, so I don't know, maybe one of your Blue Peter viewers will be up for the role.
We're hearing about a brand new trilogy, actually 3 more Star Wars from you. Is that true?
Yeah. Sometime in the next 5 or 6 years. I mean, I've got this TV show now to keep me busy, and I got a couple other projects I'm doing, and when I get through with all this, then I'll probably go back to that. I mean, I got the stories. It's just a matter of, having the energy and the interest to tell them.
You may recall that the opening title of the original Star Wars film labeled it Episode 4, A New Hope. What Lucas has on the drawing boards is chapters 1, 2, and 3.
The characters are younger, but much younger. It takes place about, well, the first one, which will come out, is literally, about 40 years earlier than the one that was the original Star Wars. So it's quite a ways back. And, I think there's some very interesting things about it. There's some action set pieces and things like that, but it's more people betraying people, you're not knowing quite what's going on, you don't know who the good guys are or who the bad guys are, and it'll be interesting.
Well, are any characters in it? If these earlier, a lot of them wouldn't be alive, right?
Well, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker and Mrs. Anakin Skywalker.
One can only imagine a young Obi-Wan Kenobi flashing his lightsaber. And think of the possibilities of learning how Luke Skywalker's father, Anakin, turned from Jedi Knight to the evil Darth Vader.
When you put it all together, it'll be a complete story.
So the big question is when. George told us he'll start the screenplay on part 1 within 6 months. But before production can begin, he has to oversee a 4th Indiana Jones movie.
Beautiful girl Natalie Portman will play Princess Leia's mother. Jingle All the Way's Jake Lloyd, the young Darth Vader. And Trainspotting's Ewan McGregor, the young Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Now, sources are also talking about another newcomer who's in negotiations to appear in the new films, Adrian Dunbar, who you may remember from The Crying Game and 1995's movie version of Richard III. Now, the first Star Wars prequel is due to hit theaters on Memorial Day weekend of 1999.
Anakin Skywalker, the young Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all the spaceships and special effects. Your long-awaited Star Wars prequel preview is finally here. Well, I've seen it. It is great, and we'll have it for you a little later on ET.
Well, it's a marketing dream.
Almost 400 people lined up in the cold drizzle at midnight to be the first to get their hands on the new Star Wars merchandise. As Peter Clemente reports, it's just the tip of the iceberg of the interest generated by the soon-to-be-released movie.
There they are, 350 of the most hardcore Star Wars fans in this part of the galaxy.
So how big a Star Wars fan are you? On your cell phone.
Here they come, and there they go. Upstairs in the gallery, it was a madhouse. The action figures were the big draw.
You got enough stuff, do you think?
No, but I got a limit.
Dun, 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 dun. There was trouble. Interac went down, but not to worry.
Luckily enough, there is a bank machine just down around the corner.
The movie doesn't open until later this month. May the toys be with you.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, hits theaters May 21st, 1999. Not too far away.
You have just 14 days to go in the most highly hyped race to the box office in movie history. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is expected to break every record, and today we can personally tell you it will. So how do we know? We've seen it.
Nothing can compare to this film. George Lucas took everything that was amazing about the first 3, the effects, the action, the characters, the plot, and took it up at least 10 levels.
1 week from today, Star Wars fans will get their first glimpse at George Lucas's prequel, The Phantom Menace.
Star Wars, the prequel, The Phantom Menace, hitting theaters near you. Tickets for opening day go on sale tomorrow. All across America, Star Wars fans camping out waiting for the box office to open. We showed you those in Chicago last night. There's Channel 13's Doug Ray's out in Falmouth this evening, where it looks like the lightsabers are out in full force, Doug.
Yes, I would say so, Doug. And this crew has been here all evening, and they will be here until the box office opens at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
3 o'clock, another 20-something hours. So, yeah, it'll be a long wait, but it's worth it in the end.
To help pass the time, some read comic books, magazines, or played games, all, of course, with a Star Wars theme.
Mike Laverne, along with his girlfriend and their 2 little girls, camped out for 5 days just to be the first in line for Star Wars tickets.
What my children to remember is that Mom and Dad aren't just big stiffs, you know, that they can have fun.
These are the true Star Warriors.
Okay, hit the music. Remember? All right, guys, are you excited for Star Wars? Episode 1?
More than 600 Star Wars fans from across Ottawa converged in front of the Coliseum Theatre. And across town at the South Keys Theatre, 200 more.
So I want to see like 8 times the first day.
It's going to be a zoo. For the next month, it's going to be a zoo. We're probably going to have sold-out shows all month.
Waiting to be at the front of this line. When did you guys have to get here?
I was number 1. I got here Monday around 8 o'clock.
The Darth Vaders and the Luke Skywalkers were rattling their lightsabers today to snap up the hottest ticket in town. Advance tickets for the new Star Wars film went on sale this afternoon.
When movie tickets went on sale at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Mike Laverne was ready. He spent $100 for 10 tickets. He plans to be the first in line once again for the screening next week.
It's going to be one of the many wonders of the world. There are now 8 wonders of the world, one of them being this movie.
We've been waiting since the last one came out for 16 years, so this is a big thing. I mean, we've been waiting a long time. It's time to get back into it. It's the event of the whole thing.
I've been waiting 15 years since Return of the Jedi came out to see the prequel.
There's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Are there any of you that think this is going to be a lousy movie?
I have to ask you guys is that some of the reviews for this movie have already come out and they're mixed. They're not all saying it's going to be great.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't trust reviews. I got to form my own opinion, and I'm sure everyone will vouch for me because reviewers don't know anything. They have the worst taste in movies.
We are now 3 hours and counting, and that's until the tickets go on sale.
Hi everyone, I'm Jim Moray reporting live from Mecca, the holy grail, if you will, for Star Wars fans, the front of the line for the prequel, The Phantom Menace, which premieres just hours from now. Let's take a look down this line. It extends around the block, and many of the people have been here for some 6 weeks or so.
According to a USA Today CNN Gallup poll, 25% of adults say they won't be seeing the film.
And I don't think I will be seeing Star Wars.
Is it science fiction? It's science fiction, right?
Down in front. I'm not worthy. Oops. Sorry.
Well, Alan, Tawny, it's finally here. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. For some people, seeing this movie is just short of a religious experience. But did it live up to its billing?
I like the special effects. I thought Lucas did a really good job.
I mean, my heart was beating. It's still beating now. And I just screamed, literally.
It was amazing. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more.
I think that little Anakin Skywalker, and everyone's going to say it, stole that movie.
I mean, I don't want to bag the movie, but I really didn't think I cared about the characters.
Had good effects. I'm not too big on the acting, but hey, that's just me.
Thumbs way down.
You didn't like it?
No, I think I deserve a public apology from George Lucas.
A lot of action, a lot of noise. It was cool.
I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, it was really good, must say.
I think it's going to be the hugest thing. The hugest thing.
It was intense. It was incredible. I loved it. It was awesome.
We got tickets for the 9 a.m. show. We're going to stick around and see it again.
I thought it was better than Return of the Jedi, personally, so did a good job.
It's fantastic. Good special effects, good story. Lives up to the originals.
A very good movie. I believe the kids are going to love it.
What'd you think of it?
I think it was an excellent movie. I think Mr. Lucas did a fabulous job. Special effects were wonderful, and the storyline was wonderful. And we'll probably come back and watch it a couple more times.
It'll be a great movie 20 years from now. It'll be part of 6 great movies, unless the next 2 really suck, but I don't think they will.
10 loved it, 7 liked it or thought it was okay, and 2 are no longer Star Wars fans.
The new Star Wars movie blasted past the $200 million mark at a record pace. The Phantom Menace has earned $205 million in just 13 days. It took Independence Day almost a month to reach that level in 1996.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.